All praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah Kodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone. This is hey man, I just got to watching this this video with a Evite, evidently. A couple of videos, but I'm gonna focus on this one video right now, man. Like she wanna accuse a so-called Hebrew Israelite man for her first experience of being with a so-called Hebrew Israelite man. Hey, let me tell you, whether you in the truth or you not in the truth, whether you know what's going on spiritually or not, if you've been with a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, a Haitian, you know, and it might be, you know, of the rest of the speckled bird, any of the other heathen nations where they bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, tell them, you know, tell them for real. Where it is? Oh, some cloud. What the cloud mean? And it go back to this the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, of Yasharallah, then you're dealing with a Hebrew Israelite man. Period. Whether you know it or not, you're dealing with a Hebrew Israelite man. Now the thing is, you got two sets of Hebrew Israelite men. You have the tabernacle of King David, and then you have you have the house of King David, and then you have the house of Saul. The thing is, a lot of you bitches out there, and I don't mean to refrain from calling you bitches, because y'all shameless dogs. Y'all been taught this way of the world, and y'all just go on based on your feelings and your emotions and what you think, girl. Even if you try to come into you know, you say you're gonna try out this Hebrew Israelite thing. You don't try out being a Hebrew Israelite. You don't try out being a Hebrew Israelite. You wicked for that shit. You shameless. And we're not talking to the women that's been doing their best, that's sticking by their men. We ain't talking to the women that's changing, you know, that's converting to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai. So if y'all get y'all pennies in the bunch, check yourself. We ain't talking to you. We're talking to these unruly women out here that think, oh, it's a new fad going on. I need an Israelite man, bitch. That's not how you're going to get an Israelite man. First, you need to check yourself. Just like the men. Just like us as men, trying to be a part of that 144,000, trying to be a part of the what's that? The wives that's cleaving to Yahweh Shai. The wives with the oil, right? The virgins with the oil, all right, with the truth. We're not trying to be the five foolish virgins. You know, we're doing our best to be the five wise virgins. Y'all virgins. Y'all need to be of those wise women seeking the men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, I'm going off. I'm going off, not going off, but I'm going off on y'all women. Because I seen this video, man, this shit kind of pissed me off, man. Once again, if I didn't say it, you know, because I was kind of thrown off by this shit. Let's give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kwakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, if I didn't say double honors. All right, check this out, though. Story time. I moved in with a Hebrew Israelite. A cautionary tale. Okay, this came out a year ago, but still, it can be prevalent for what's going on right now. Right? Right or wrong, right? Check it out, though. I want y'all to hear this woman's story. Because it's not even her story, but it's a story that she heard about. I want y'all to hear her story. And you have to see, like, either you don't have a father figure, either you never had a big brother, you never had anybody to tell you. You probably just had your mama as your guidance. And that's why you fell for the shit that you fell for. Let's get it, man.
This woman that shared this with me shared this because I have a safe space, and she wants to help the next woman not make the same decisions that she did. So keep that in mind as you listen and hear this story. So this happened to me when I was around 23 years old and dealing with a man who was part of the Hebrew Israelite culture. Red flags already. Just a disclaimer.
See, hold on. See, she said red flags. Now, She's speaking from the point of view of another woman, but she's adding her little tidbits in there. Hey, Shorty, a real Hebrew Israelite man that's under the tutelage of real men, right? I'm sorry, I want to tell you about the elders and apostles of the great millstone. For one, we don't want to deal with no women of the world. We don't want to deal with women, period, at the end of the day. But if we have to, if we can, if we can't go without, we don't want a lot of women, right? But we want women that understand what they're being involved in. Other than that, y'all can kick rocks. You know, this Hebrew Israelite thing is not the shit that you heard about in the streets or on your soap operas. It's not the shit that you heard about in on your social media platforms, as Facebook or Instagram or none of that shit. You know, our spiritual fathers and uncles that's been telling us the truth for the longest have been telling us, if you can, don't even deal with no women. Focus on your first love, which is the scriptures, the truth of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Before you start going to that, what she say? Oh, a red flag for being a Hebrew Israelite. And I ain't gonna front you though, because for most of these dudes out here that's claiming to be a Hebrew Israelite, just like anything else these niggas have been claiming for years, they don't know nothing about what they're involved in. A lot of these gangbangers out here, they don't know what the fuck they're involved in. They know, only thing they know is what they see on TV and on their social media pages. That's all they fucking know about gangbanging. They don't know shit about keeping, they're lit. They don't know about community. They don't know about what they living for, what they dying for. And the same thing for a lot of these motherfuckers that's a part of so-called Hebrew Israelite, or I'm gonna say they're so-called a part of Hebrew Israelites. All right. If they call themselves black and it's a Hebrew Israelite, they going off. If they're dealing with a bunch of women and you gonna see it. Cause I heard the shit. I'm like, damn, man, what kind of woman would go for? What kind of woman would go for a dude like this? I'm gonna play it though. Let's get it.
I'm not against the culture itself, but more so against some of the men that practice it. So back in my early adult years, I subscribed to the whole submissive theory that men heavily pushed and believed based on biblical scriptures that every woman needs a head to be a part of her life to cover her. So I met this man on Facebook Messenger that seemed like a stand-up guy and had...
All right. Okay, you talking about red flags. That's a red flag for one. Meeting a man on Facebook. Come on now. Out of all the places, Facebook. And how did you meet him? Under what pretenses? You know, a lot of these people, they don't tell the whole story, but let's hear what the fuck she got to say.
Knowledge on biblical scriptures. We talked for a few months before I decided to head up to New York to be with him. He was in his 30s and told me he had 15 kids and 8 wives. But me wanting to be covered, I bypassed all that. Silly, I know, but in my mind, at that time, it wasn't a big deal. When I got to New York...
So, what are you doing? What are you doing? How old she say he was in his 30s. How old is she? I don't see it. Did she say how old she was? He was in his 30s and told me he had 15 wives and 8 kids. I don't know how old she is. Okay, no, up top she said I was around 23 years old. You 23 years old. You do your research? See, it's about a fad. It's about a fad. It's about a fad. You probably still in the world. I ain't gonna do that. Let me stop. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna add on to what you might have been doing. Maybe you are sincerely searching out and seeking for a man of the Lord. Have you been reading the scriptures? Do you understand what your duty is as a woman? Right? And you know, the thing about our women, and it's like touche, bitch. Because a lot of our women, they want to be with a man that got a lot of women. Because they think that that's the ideal man. If another woman wants him, then these other women want him. But you got a lot of brothers out here in the truth that's really single, that's really passionate, that's really doing the work. You haven't did your research, shorty. How many months? 3 months? A few months, all right? We talked for a few months before I decided to head up to New York to be with him. And where you from? It don't say. She don't say. So, a few months. That could be anywhere from two to three. And over. A few months you talking to the brother. But you find out within those 2 months, he has 15 kids and 8 wives. Is that not a red flag? Not saying it's not possible, but a man that got 15 kids and 8 wives, what work is he doing? Ask yourself. What is he doing? He might know the scriptures hand in hand, like the back of his hand. But what, as far as work, what is he doing? Matter of fact, concerning that scripture, concerning what she just said, let's get the scripture. Let's get that, I want to get, I'll pull out that bishop, pull up the bishop. KJV. Verse 10. Timothy. Chapter 3. All right. Because evidently, if it's a man out here and he got that many wives, there's no way he's doing the work. There's no way he's going to camp every week. There's no way that he's making edifying videos every week. There's no way that he's feeding the sheep every day. You got 8 wives, 15 children, right? You must be working so hard that you got a nice little place for everybody to dwell in. Unless you're full of bullshit. Right? 1 Timothy chapter 3. And I'm just pulling this out of nowhere, but we're going to see where it goes. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality. You see that? Apt to teach. Apt to teach. You have to be teaching. That's pretty much the point that I wanted out of this. You have to be teaching. Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of the Most High? Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. Likewise, the deacon be grave, not double-tongued, not given to much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre's sake, holding the mystery of the faith in a pure conscience. The point I want to get is right here, where he should be apt to teach. He should be apt to teach. He should be always on a bishop, a man that has a responsibility of his word should be apt to teach. Apt. Just want to see what they say. Wow, you would, wouldn't you? Apt meaning, biblical definition. Able to one's distinguished, applied slakia, applied to one distinguished for readiness in meeting demands of some special situation or emergency. Right? Apt to teach, Greek, dictaticos, apt for war. Uh, you just ready to teach. If somebody have a question, an inquiry, you ready to put them up on game, to tell them what's going on with you, or what's going on with the word of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. That would make me want to pull up this Corinthians, because this spirit that we come in. 1 Corinthians. Chapter 7. Let me jump down to verse 26. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. But if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. All right? So it's going to be temptation. If you decide to be with a man that got 8 wives and 15 children, and you lay down with him, after you make that decision to lay down with him, right? It might sound good. You are not supposed to go out and be nobody else's wife. That's your husband. You chose that for you. Whether you understood what's going on or not, that's what you chose for you. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. And that's the mind state of the men of GMS. That's the mind state of the men of GMS. That's why you got a lot of brothers that's in the ministry, amongst the GMS and those of the affiliate camps. We don't have more than 1 or 2 wives. We don't have, if you got 3, 4, 5 wives, let alone 8 wives, what time you got to be apt to teach? What time do you have to be apt to teach? It said you shouldn't even deal with none at the end of the day. But if the Lord put a woman in your life and the Lord help you balance that out, then and she doing what she supposed to be doing, and y'all can dwell with each other, y'all can work with each other, then so be it. But other than that, man, you having 8 wives, what work is you doing? That's why I want to put up this Ecclesiasticus before I keep going, though. Let's put up this Ecclesiasticus. Chapter 26. Y'all know where I'm going. Ecclesiasticus. Let me jump down. Oh, can I use that? No, I ain't gonna use that for now. That's for another one. Now, let's jump down to verse 20. I'll start at verse 22. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. All right? So you probably be sticking in there. If you married to that man, meaning you lay down with that man, y'all had a consensual agreement, right? Even though he had 8 wives and 15 children. You made a consensual, 23 years old. You were young, I can't call you a virgin, I don't know. But come on. right? Verse 23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, right? So if you're a wicked woman, if your heart ain't all the way right, if you haven't seek Yahweh Bashim Yahweh with humility, with being contrite, with a contrite spirit, with being right in your mind, if you have other spirits on you and you haven't cleaned those spirits out, then you might be perceived as a wicked woman. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. And what about those other women? What about those other women? How are they moving? What they work? What they doing? But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. All right. Let's say this guy fear the Lord. He got a job. He doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's doing his P's and Q's. He's taking care of the family. The children are in order because the women are in order, right? Because 9 times out of 10, if you have a woman that don't have children that's by you, those kids are they can go off however they want to go off. But in all totality, children, if their mother is in order, they're gonna be in order. They're gonna be in order. And sometimes even if their mama not in order, depending on the man, them children know how to get in order. All right. Let's get back to this video though. I don't want to spend too much time just talking. Let her do that.
I could feel in my spirit that I did not belong there. There were women and kids everywhere. He also would sit on the couch and drink, and he wasn't even working. Turns out one of his wives made most of the income.
You see that? You see that? After a few months of talking through Facebook or on the phone or whatever the hell, you decide you want to go up there and move into. He ain't got no job. One of his wives making all the money, being the provider. What's going on, what's going on intimately between these individuals? 8 wives? Let me see. Okay, I think let's go to it just hit me in the head, man. Yeah. The water y'all about to shot. See, this dude ain't working. You gotta be out of your mind. What you thinking, man? You must be out of your mind. The Lord ain't raising up pimps. The Lord ain't dealing with whoremongers. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. So if he ain't working, what is he doing? This is your leader, though. This is your head, right? Right? As you told the letter you gave this lady, right? So-called, you believed. Dang, where's it at, man? I think she in the way. About having a head. This is your head, though. You ain't did no vetting. You ain't did no investigating. You ain't did no. What kind of questions was you asking this man for a few months? At least he came out and told you the truth about having 15 kids and 8 wives. You ain't know that he ain't had no job before you went up there? Come on, man, do better.
With me eating beef, as I had asked for a burger because I drove over 5 hours to get to him, and I was hungry, but shortly afterwards he decided I was not the one for him. Mind you, I was only there for 2 days when he made that decision. He then introduced me to his brother, who only had 2 wives, and that's when things got more interesting. So when I met his brother, he seemed more
Oh,
compatible and he allowed me to move in with him. When I got to his house, however, I noticed wife number one had a bed in the living room in the corner. I also noticed that wife number two was recently involved in a bad car accident and one of her arms was missing. So she wasn't able to really do any housework. So it was up to wife number one to cook and clean and maintain most of the house. He also told me shortly after I got there that he doesn't believe in eating chicken or soy products, which I found extreme. On one occasion, picked out a bag of cereal from the store, but the following morning, one of the wives threw it away because it had soy in it. I was furious. The final straw is when he revealed to me that the house we were living in was public housing, and he basically told me I needed to go because if I stayed, he could possibly be kicked out because I wasn't on the lease. So I had no money and had to leave. I was fortunate enough to have friends that allowed me to move in with them temporarily, but my bad judgment as a cautionary tale to not allow men to manipulate you with
shit, man. I mean, from the jump, 23rd, 23-year-old, 23rd-year-old. My rib gonna have a fun her time with that one. 23rd-year-old, 23-year-old. You know what you? What kind of decision is this you making, man? That's why you need to have a father, man. That's why our fathers need to be in our daughters' lives. Because our mothers out here are failing them, you know, and if they don't have a positive, a real man in their life, they're going to make some messed up decisions. If they don't have a man that's going to stand over them and be like, hey, you know, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. No, we ain't going down that road. You know, it's a responsibility of the man, too, to step up and do what they're supposed to do if you have a family. You know? But to this, I want to pull out a precept. You know, I already pulled out like that Ecclesiastes 26 and 23. Um, that's what I wanted to go. Let's go there, right? Because a lot of these guys ain't right, and a lot of y'all gonna find out the last minute when it's too late who you really dealing with, and y'all gonna be in a world full of trouble. 2 Timothy chapter 3. Difficult times will come, the dangers of the last days. All right. I'm gonna get it in the NLT. You can follow me in the KJV. Right. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1. You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. For people will only love themselves and their money, and they will be boastful and proud, scoffing at the Most High, disobedient to their parents, and 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 ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving, and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than the Most High. They will act righteous, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like that. They are the kind who work their way into people's homes and win the confidence of vulnerable women who are burdened with the guilt of sin and controlled by various desires. Such women are forever following new teachings, but they are never able to understand the truth. All right? They are never getting to understand the truth. They're going to keep on learning or whatever is popular, whatever's cool, but they're not going to understand what's their role. What's your role as a woman? What makes you a wife? You know? What should your husband be doing? Should your husband be housing a bunch of women, or should he be doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Should he be warning the flock? Should he be feeding and preaching to the flock? Should he be warning the people, warning the children of Israel what's to come, and that they should repent to get their spirits right, to get their souls right for Yahweh Shem Yahushua? So that our people know that we're gonna have to go through the straight gate. We're gonna have to go through struggle. We're gonna have to go through the fire. We're gonna have to go through the hard times, and that's gonna determine our faith in our power, our Creator, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Or they telling you, they feeding you a bunch of bullshit from the world. They calling on Jesus Christ. Right? They telling you, no, oh, we're gonna be all right. I got this many women, this and this and that. Oh, you look good. Did you even sleep with the first guy? I want to know that. That's what I want to know. Cause they keep certain shit out. They keep certain shit out. Women, they like a man with a bunch of women. She went up there. She probably wasn't feeling him. She probably slept with him. I don't know. I said probably. I don't know. He didn't like what she was doing. She didn't do it right. She probably, whatever, smelled bad, whatever the fuck. She wasn't agreeing with his ways. He said, hey, nah, I got a brother for you. That's some pepper shit. That sounds like some whoremongering shit. But at the end of the day, man, if the Lord ain't working with you, them damn shits. The Lord ain't working with you, man. If you ain't seeking the Lord honestly, man, you're gonna be put in a bad situation. Like she said, it's a good thing that she do got so-called friends or whatever, where she didn't get dragged out through the shit. But with that, I'm gonna close out, hoping that y'all be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, and inquire before you end up in a bad situation. I got daughters, I got sister, I got, loved ones, and I want my daughters to be wise. And if y'all need something, want something, let me know before y'all go out there and make a bogus decision. With that, I'm going to close out, hoping this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. Let's give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rachah Kodash, double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Till next time, Kwame Yasharala, Wa Abba Baba.